Sona. I see that your device that you're talking on now, I can't hear you, but you're muted on your other one. Because you're in on 2 devices. Nope, still can't hear you. You have no sound. Okay, now you do.
Let's try to see. Okay. Okay, sorry, because sometimes my computer doesn't work when I'm in the court, so I joined 2 different ways, and this time it actually worked right away. So.
Oh, okay. Just so that you know, we already have victims appearing. So what we're going to do is after Marianne figures out who they are, she's going to throw them in your waiting room.
Okay.
Prosecutor waiting room. So if you don't need, I mean, if you can either speak to them or if you don't need to speak to them, then just bring them back in, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, I've spoken to almost everyone, but I will keep a lookout because there are a few people I'm waiting for.
Well, Sheila Gaicioch is here already.
Okay. Hold on, give me 1 second.
You know, I'm going to go in there.
Sona, are you doing domestic violence, ma'am?
Yeah, am I in the wrong courtroom?
Judge Martin is doing Judge Oakley's docket today.
Okay, that's okay. That's how I was like, wait, did I accidentally click the wrong link? Because I haven't.
I'm not Judge Oakley. I'm just playing him on television for today. So no, you're fine.
No, that's it. And then when you asked me that, I was like, am I in the wrong courtroom?
But I have a couple different matters, I think, with you at the 9 o'clock hour.
Hey, do you want to do you want to go in a breakout room and go over a few of them?
Sure, that'd be wonderful.
Okay, let me see if I can move you. Oh, wait, I think mine is maybe full. Oh, no, I have a waiting room and a meeting room. Okay.
Heather,
yes,
I
sorry.
signed the stip to adjourn the King matters.
Okay. Did Sona leave us? Yes, she did. Okay.
Oh, never mind.
Why, what's wrong?
I sent Marianne to make me co-host, but I don't really need to be co-host. Somebody should just rename 34D Courtroom 1 as Judge Oakley coverage, or Courtroom 2 Judge Oakley, or anything, so that when people pop in, they don't think they're in the wrong place.
Yep. So can I change? So I'm going to change. I was going to do the whole big Brian Oakley. I was going to / Judge Martin. No, you just want the courtroom.
However you want. I don't care how you change it, just so it's clear to people so that they don't think they're in the wrong place and leave before you or Marianne can get to them. There's no one here, Mr. Hadley. I was just trying to get ready for someone to pop in.
Judge, is Josh on your other screen?
He is. Do you need him
Can
for
you-
something?
Well, I was going to ask him if Royce is in the office, if Royce can jump on, because we already have people waiting.
Mr. Haley, did you hear that? Heather, yes, Heather said. people
Sam,
already
you're in court.
waiting
Can you get rid of the
courtroom two.
cigarette, please? Thank you.
Getting in trouble.
Mr. Hadley's going to let Mr. Nunley know.
Thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
Heather.
Yep.
He's printing out, looks like the docket, logging in right now. He's got his computer up, so he'll be right in.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Ms. Dennis.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How have you been?
Wonderful. I was just checking in. Are you doing, she gave me this number. I think I dialed the right number. It said Oakley.
You
but-
are. I'm sitting.
Okay.
I'm sitting for Judge Oakley today.
Fabulous. Well, it's really nice to see you.
My pleasure. Good morning,
Royce.
Mr. Nunley.
Sorry.
Good morning.
When you go in there, can you please take care of Mr. Turner first? He
Mr.
is
Turner.
at work and he's been here since about 8:15. If you can speak to him first.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mr. Turner. So Heather, if I go into, you said the waiting room, they will all be there?
No, I have, you have your waiting room that's available to go in there and or your meeting room if you choose to, like, just say I have like 3 people in your waiting room. If you go into your meeting room and you just pull whoever you need to speak to first instead of getting everybody.
Got it. Okay. So,
So if you just want to join that waiting room, since she's the only one
Yes,
in there,
got
thank
it.
you.
Okay.
I'll join it too. Can you put me
Oh,
also?
yep.
in?
Well, I'll make you co-host so you can jump around with her.
Oh, fabulous.
Judge Mark,
Yes. Yes, sir.
so it looks like they've got voices all logged in on the 8:30 pre-trial arrangement docket for you. I'm just doing the VOPs today for you. Do you want me to come back at 9:30 to anything tight? I'm good. I just wasn't sure what time you guys wanted.
We had the 1/8:30 sentencing, and I didn't know if you were there for just for that or for the 9:30 show cause.
I'll be here for both. I just wanted to make sure that you get, I'm not just hanging out. You guys like, what you doing?
No. If you want to leave for the 8:30, my cutoff time is 15 minutes. So if Mr. Quick is not here by 8:45, you can go do whatever you need to do and then pop back in closer to 9:30.
I'm just getting caught up on emails. I'm just trying to not run up the meter when I don't need to be.
Understood.
Not trying to be that guy.
No, I appreciate that, but I do allow people 15 minutes because of, we've had some Zoom, well, everybody's had some Zoom issues lately. But if I'm watching for Mr. Quick to jump in on this side.
Don't say hit, Jen.
Thank you.
Hi, Sam. I'm going to put you in a breakout room and then the clerk's going to talk to you and get some information from you. Okay.
All right. I don't know what keeps happening. My screen keeps going black. So if anything happens, I don't know. I'll call
Okay.
you or
Well,
something.
okay. Looks like you have service right there. So don't move around too much. Okay.
But,
Thank you. Yes, Royce.
I'm just looking for Sona.
Oh. Good morning, Mr. Bennett. Do you have your client with you?
Your Honor, I don't, but I would like to speak with the prosecutor if I may. There's a private situation I'd like to discuss with her.
All right. Hold on one second.
Thank you, Heather.
Yep.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir. I love your artwork.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I switched this one out with BIG and Barack. So I got two notorious on either side.
Judge, is
Ma'am?
Dennis, did we get an adjournment for Dennis Lee?
We did something for Dennis Lee.
That's what I
was it,
thought, but I
Mary Ann?
don't have it crossed off of my paperwork.
Oh, is she? Oh, she's in a breakout room, Heather. I signed something yesterday.
You know,
I thought,
I
and it-
can look on the register of actions. Yep, she adjourned it. Good. Okay. Sona, I know Royce is looking for you. I don't
Okay.
know if you may, and then you have an attorney in your meeting room.
Okay. I
And
will
then
pass it.
I don't know if you need to speak to Miss Beard.
No, we've already spoken. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
we call it Tuesday. It's fine. So today would be a good day to go to the splash pad, which on Sunday, I got over to the park at like 3 o'clock. It was packed. They have this giant bucket at the top. It fills up and it dumps on the kids. There's water coming from below. Well, they already put out a list of cooling centers for people who, may not have air or whatever. It's air conditioned and they have outside, they call it a pool, but it's like a foot deep and it has fire hydrant in it, sprays water up and they play in it and stuff like that. Mhm.
Do you have a problem if I put them in the waiting room or you don't mind them just sit
They're
there?
fine there.
Okay, okay.
Because you'll tell me what's ready. I don't care when there's 30 people there. It doesn't matter to me. I count on you to do what you're supposed to do. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm just saying, that's not for me. I'm sorry, 1 second. This is 2202216 OM. This would be Van Buren Township versus, excuse me, Joshua Ryan Quick. This matter was scheduled for sentencing this morning at 8:30 a.m. This court's policy is 15 minutes after the scheduled start time. It's not quite there. It's 8:43. Mr. Quick has failed to appear this morning.
Oh, Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch, appearing on
Mr.
behalf
Bowditch?
of, unfortunately not
Okay.
unfortunately not with Mr. Quick. I have no excuse for his absence, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. The parties were last here on May 19, 2022. Mr. Quick entered a plea of guilty as charged, the court sent the matter to probation to send a notice of the proceedings to the victim and schedule the matter for sentencing. That sentence information was sent to all parties by the probation department on May 23rd, 2022. Inasmuch as Mr. Quick has failed to appear this morning, bench warrant shall issue 5,010%. Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Hadley. I'll see you at closer to 9:30.
Sona, can I borrow you?
Yes.
Sounds good, Your Honor. I'll see you.
Yes, sir.
Judge, when you get a second, will you read your chat, please?
Where do I?
For what?
I don't know. That's,
Yeah, I need a little bit more information than that.
Your Honor, if I may briefly, it's about Ledesma. There's been some issues and I'd like to discuss something private off the record if we can regarding
You've
my
already
clients.
discussed those. You've already discussed those with Ms. Moisesian.
I have, yes.
Heather, I'm going to come in your office for 1 second.
okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Good morning. Yeah, wait. You would like you to check it? See if I can get no problem. Nobody. No problem. Zoom stuff. Yeah.
This is 220154 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Ron Ledesma. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sona Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
And good morning, Your Honor. Samuel Bennett appearing on behalf of Mr. Ledesma, P79221, and we waive our in-person appearance, have no objection to Zoom today.
Thank you. This matter was scheduled this morning for pre-trial. The court's found good cause to adjourn the matter. The new date will be
Oh, I'm sorry. The new date, either June 28th or July 12th, depending on what the parties need.
July 12th would be perfect. I have booked solid on the 28th.
Okay, 9
July
a.m.
12th.
That works great.
July 12th at 9 a.m. And that's with who, Heather?
Judge Green.
And number 3 on July 12th at 9 a.m. Anything else in this matter, Madam Prosecutor?
No, thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Bennett?
Nothing for me, Your Honor. Thank you very much for your time today. I
Thank you,
appreciate
sir.
it.
Have a good day.
You as well.
Ms. Marcizian, if you
Thank you,
would
sir.
talk to Mr. Nunley so we can get Mr. Turner released and back to work, please.
I'm ready.
Yes, we spoke.
Oh, thank you.
So I think we're
Give me 1
ready on a
second.
few of his cases.
3 of them.
This is 220366 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Gerald Turner. May I have your appearances, please?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Sona Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Royce Nunley on behalf of the defendant. At this time, Your Honor, we're just asking the court for a brief adjournment for a final pretrial where the victim must appear.
Mr. Turner, state your name for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Gerald Turner.
Thank you, sir. That final pretrial date will be
June 28th at 9:30
with,
Judge Martin.
oh, back with me. Mr. Turner, June 28, 2022, 9:30 a.m., courtroom number 1. Complainant must appear. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Anything else on behalf of Mr. Turner?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. June 28th. Have a good day, sir.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Braxton.
Good morning.
Hello? Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nunley, did you have something else ready, sir?
We have 2 more. I have Drader and Mopkin both ready.
Drader is 220325 SM, State of Michigan versus Anne Marie Drader.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sona Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendant.
Ms. Strader, state your name for the record, ma'am.
Anne Marie Trader.
Today is the day and time set for the pretrial on this matter. Madam Prosecutor, how are we proceeding this morning?
Yes, Judge, I've spoken to the complainant, Douglas Drader, a couple of times now in regards to this case. He no longer wishes to cooperate and the people are unable to proceed without his participation.
Conley?
Yeah, motion to dismiss, Your Honor.
Defense motion to dismiss is granted. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that is it. Thank you.
Anything else on behalf of defendant?
Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Strader, you're all set, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Nunley, I didn't catch your other client's name.
Latricia Mopkin.
It's Latricia.
This is
Latricia, I apologize.
220347 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Latricia Mopkin.
Yes, Judge. Good morning. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people.
Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendants. At this time, Your Honor, we're just asking for an adjournment so that we can get discovery exchange in this case.
Judge, I would like to point out that this.
No, hold on. Ms. Mopkin, state your name for the record, please.
Latricia Mopkin.
Thank you. This is actually scheduled as an arraignment. For purposes of arraignment, Mr. Nunley.
We'd waive a formal reading and stand mute to the charges.
Thank you, sir. There is a recommendation from Romulus Police Department. Any comment as to bond, Mr. Nunley?
I would ask the court to enter a personal bond in this matter. Ms. Mopkin didn't even get notice of the charge. The way that she got notice was she got a letter from an attorney saying that she had been charged and asking if she needed representation. And with that little information, she, took the initiative to be here today. So I don't think that she's a flight risk, and I don't believe that she's a danger to the community. I think a personal bond would be appropriate.
Ms. Mopkin, do you have any reason to be in contact with the complainant in this case, Sincere Bryant?
Well, you said Sincere?
That's the complainant's name, ma'am.
Oh, well, he comes to my house and pick up his baby because my daughter lived with him, but I really don't have no reason to be around him. He picks his baby up outside. My daughter and him have a 9-month-old baby.
Bond is $5,000 personal, no assaultive contact with the complainant, ma'am.
Okay.
And then, Mr. Nunley, you said an adjournment.
Please.
That adjourn date for the pretrial will be
June 28th or July 12th, Royce.
June 28th is fine.
9:40.
Okay.
June 28th at 9:40 back here, in courtroom number 1 with me. Anything else on behalf of the people?
Yes, I just wanted to make note that this case is a two-part case, I guess. There's another defendant with Ms. Mopkin, and that is Sequoia Jones. I don't know if she's here yet or if Mr. Nunley is representing both of them, but they're likely going to be handled together.
I don't show Miss Jones being here yet.
Okay.
I don't see her here yet, but I'll make a notation so that when she appears, we make sure these cases travel on the same dockets.
Thank you.
Well, she was scheduled for 8:30 as well. It's almost 9 o'clock. In any event, anything else in this matter, Madam Prosecutor?
No, that is all. Thank you.
Can I speak
Anything
to the
else, Mr.
attorney?
Nunley?
Can I speak to the attorney?
Yes, ma'am. You'll get moved back into a breakout room.
Okay, thank you. Have a blessed one.
You too.
Do you want us
Are
back?
we ready
or-
with
or is
Mr.
she-
Bevel? I'm sorry.
Royce, you can go in there. I think you're done with your two, correct?
No, I am. I just want to know afterwards if Ms. Mopkin should come back to the court or if she's free to go after I speak with her.
She's free to go after you're done speaking with her.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Quick. I'm wonderful, sir. How are you?
Mr. Bowditch, did you
Mr.
need to speak to
Bowditch?
Miss Bryant? Oh, sorry, Judge.
Mr. Bowditch, Mr. Quick is here. He had been in the wrong courtroom. Do you need to speak with him?
I don't think so, Your Honor. There's no letters to share, I don't believe, or comments. We were
Mr.
waiting
Bowditch,
for,
I will ask you to leave Judge Oakley's and come to my Zoom room so that I can record you. I don't know that I'm picking up your voice on the other device.
yes, Your Honor, I will.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Were we ready on Bevel?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, I would like to talk to the attorney, prosecutor attorney.
That means we're not ready.
Right.
Okay.
I will move into my,
Okay.
I'll move them.
Thank you.
Mr. Scanlon, do you need to speak to the prosecutor also?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I'll put you in the waiting room. Mr. Bazey, do you need to speak to the prosecutor also?
Yes, please.
All right, everybody's going to be in a waiting room waiting for Miss Movsisian.
Why weren't they already? What am I missing?
I chatted I chatted two of them and I'm not getting responses from anybody, so.
Then they can't go in the breakout. Well, they're gone now, but they can't drag the docket. Part of the reason why we're still on Zoom is people paying attention to what's going on.
Move to prosecutor waiting room. Scanlon.
This is a recall of 2202160M. This would be Van Buren Township versus Joshua Quick. Yes.
Your Honor, today's date, time, sentencing, this matter, I believe will be.
Good morning. Thank you.
You got it all today?
Mr. Quick, state your name for the record.
Joshua Quick.
Mr. Quick, as I indicated to you previously, this case was already called at 8:44 a.m. This court did receive a chat from the clerk indicating that you were in the wrong courtroom. This matter is scheduled for sentencing today. Mr. Bowditch, is there anything you'd like to say on behalf of Mr. Quick before sentence is imposed?
No, Your Honor.
Anything you'd like to say on your own behalf, Mr. Quick?
No, Your Honor.
Yes, please. Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Quick, the reason that we did not have your sentence imposed when you entered your plea back on May 19, 2022, is because the court wanted to allow an opportunity for the victim to come forward if there was anything she'd like to say before sentence was imposed. That letter was sent out by the probation department. She has not appeared this morning. What this court did receive was a copy of the police report from the Van Buren Township Police Public Safety Department, which provided this court with some insight and detail regarding the events of February 27, 2022. And all I would say about that is that this court is hoping that that was not your finest hour, that included some lapse in judgment that you will not be repeating. And the court will impose the following sentence, sir: $500 fine, $300 in costs, $75 crime victim fee, $50 state cost, $20 fund fee. That's a total of $945, sir. Please contact the court's collection department to establish a payment plan in this matter. You owe the court $360 on an unrelated matter. They can roll both of your payments into a single payment plan. Anything else, Mr. Bowditch? Anything else, Mr. Quick?
I was just wondering, do you know what my total cost for everything is, including the other case?
$1,305, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Everything's done?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Ron.
Andy, I have the file.
Mr. Bowditch, I can leave?
Yes, sir, you may leave.
You may leave.
Andy, I have the files, so whenever you're ready.
Can I go in a breakout room with Jacqueline Jones?
Yep, I'll put you in there.
Thank you.
Heather, who else did you say?
There's
needed?
there's two more attorneys in your waiting room.
Okay,
Well, are you ready on Braxton before you go away?
yes, we can do that one.
I'm sorry, I'm Bevel.
Sorry, there was, yeah,
This
sorry,
is
there was.
220286 SM, State of Michigan versus James Bevel. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
Good morning, Your Honor. Keith Braxton on behalf of James Bevel, P78985, consent to the Zoom hearing.
Mr. Bevel, unmute yourself and state your name for the record, please, sir. Mr. Bevel? Unmute yourself, sir.
Push the microphone, Mr. Bevel, where it says to unmute. That little microphone. It's got a red line through it. Push that button. There you go.
State your name for me, please, sir.
James Henry Bevel.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial in this matter. Madam Prosecutor, how are we proceeding?
Judge, so my apologies. I have two James Belleville cases, and so I had the wrong file with me. It sounds like though Mr. Braxton would like to set it for a trial. I'm trying to see what plea I had previously offered, just given the fact that I don't have the file because I have two of the same names. So I'm just going through to see what the actual offer was from last time. But it doesn't sound like they wish to pursue or take the offer.
Well, while you're looking for that, Heather will start looking for a trial date.
Okay, thank you.
Does this go with you or with my judge, Judge Martin? How does that work?
I would think with your judge, this is his docket.
Okay, so we just need a bench trial date. Are you asking for?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that will be July 26th. Let me see, what time? July 26th, I have 10:30.
Fine.
Is he doing live or?
Yes,
Zoom?
it will be live.
So live bench trial, July 26, 2022 at 10:30 a.m. in courtroom number 2 with Judge Oakley.
That works. Thank you. And I will
Thank you.
follow up with Mr. Braxton separately. Thank you,
Okay.
Judge.
Anything else, Ms. Moisezian?
Nope.
Anything else, Mr. Braxton?
Oh, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Bevel, good luck to you, July 26th with Judge Oakley.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You have a good day, Mr. Braxton.
You too.
Thank you.
All right, Sona, if you want to go in your
Yep.
room, thank you.
As soon as the Attorney Bazzi comes in, we're going to be ready on Nicole Durkin.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, have you talked to your attorney this morning?
Are you talking to Mr.
Yeah.
Gajic?
Yes.
His attorney's in with Sona right now.
Okay. It's an 8:50 case. I'm just looking at the time. I'll stay out of your lane, Heather. Thank you.
Is Mr. Bowditch coming back?
Who's arraignments this morning? He's arraignments.
Your arraignments.
I'm arraignments, but who's MIDC arraignments?
Oh, let's see.
Mr. Bowditch, are you MIDC arraignments?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Heather's looking for you back in Judge Oakley's, and Andy, I sent you an email asking you to send the arraignments to Judge Oakley's because I only have a 8:30 and 9:30 on my docket. If you've already told them to log on with me, I'll leave it open, but I'd rather. I can send them to Judge Oakley's. Would you please? Yep. Thank you. So Mr. Bowditch, if you would come back to Judge Oakley's Zoom, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. So Heather, you'll have him back to get him matched up with whomever you're waiting for.
Thank you. Sona, are you ready?
You're welcome.
We are, yes, we're ready on both Nicole Duncan and Daniel Guest.
I have them both out. This is 220375 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Nicole Durkin. May I have your appearances, please?
Sonam of CCN on behalf of the people, P83923.
Good morning, Your Honor. House of Bezzi on behalf of Nicole Durkin, who is present via Zoom. Ms. Durkin, can you state your name for the record? P78448 is my P.
My name is Nicole Durkin.
Thank you, ma'am. Today is the day and time set for the adjourned pretrial. How are we proceeding, Mr. Bazey?
Your Honor, I had a chance to talk to the prosecutor. I believe that they are dismissing this case. The complaining witness does not want to proceed. And we have no objection to it.
That is correct, Your Honor. I've spoken with the complainant several times and he no longer wishes to cooperate and we're unable to pursue this case without him.
Thank you, ma'am. This case is hereby dismissed. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that is all.
Anything else, Mr. Bazey?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Ms. Durkin, good luck to you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you as well.
Thank you. Excuse me, this is 220369 SM, State of Michigan versus Daniel Gashewich.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Sonam of CCN on behalf of the people, P83923.
This Honorable Court, Gerard Scanlon, P number 74992, appearing on behalf of Mr. Daniel Gotch. Will appear via Zoom technology, Your Honor, waive formal appearance in the courtroom.
Thank you. Sir, state your name for me, please.
Daniel Gacho.
Gotcha. Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. How are we proceeding this morning, Mr. Scanlon?
Your Honor, I've spoken with the prosecutor, and the prosecutor and I both have indicated that we're seeking an adjournment on the matter for discovery purposes. Prosecutor informed me that she just received the file today and has not had an opportunity to even review the file, and I don't have discovery on the file either, so I'd like to get discovery on the file. So I'm going to respectfully ask that we pass this matter.
Are you looking for 2 weeks or a month adjournment?
About a month, Your Honor.
So July
The
12th,
new date will be?
July
Yes, ma'am.
12th at
July
9:20.
Thank you, Your Honor.
12th
Thank you.
At 9:20, that's in number 3 with Green.
Correct.
Tony, what's going on?
Sir, we're all set. We'll be back here on July 12th. You'll be in courtroom number 3 with Judge Green. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that is all. Thank you.
Anything else on behalf of the defendant?
Not at all. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Sir, you're free to go.
It sounds like Mr. Nunley would like a breakout room, so I'm going to step out for a sec.
Good morning, Mr. Natman.
Good morning, Your Honor.
What are you here for, sir?
I'm here on Mr. Taylor for domestic violence.
You're in the wrong courtroom, Mr. Natman. I am sitting on Judge Oakley's docket, but please join using his Zoom. Do you have that ID number or do you need it?
Of course, I have it.
Okay, I'll see you in just a second in the other room.
Saying you were on this case.
I am, but the prosecutor and everyone else is in Judge Oakley's.
All right, I'll be there.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Glaza? Good morning. What are you here for, sir?
I'm here for Geraldine.
You are actually in the wrong courtroom. I'm covering Judge Oakley's docket. If you would come into his Zoom room. I do. It's 491-975-6074. I'll see you in a second. Bye.
I guess that's good that you have that up. I don't know why people are giving
I knew it
your,
was going to happen. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Wonderful, yourself.
I am super. I need a favor.
Yes, of course.
I need you to leave me my Zoom and go to Judge Oakley's. That's where we're doing the arraignments.
Yes, ma'am. All
Thank
right.
you so much. Okay.
Mr. Glaza, are you going to need to speak to the prosecutor?
Yeah, I probably should speak to her real quick. Thanks.
Yeah.
Good morning, Van Buren.
Good morning, Your Honor.
How are you, sir?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm wonderful. We will get Mr. Johnson connected with Mr. Bowditch, and then we'll get the arraignment called as soon as possible, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sona, you have an attorney waiting to speak to you, Mr. Glaza.
Okay, thank you.
We had the other arraignment go in with Mr. Bowditch, so if you sit tight, they'll get you and Mr. Clark moved in with Mr. Bowditch as soon as possible.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Oh, God, can you call the station?
Oh, it's
Yes. Is somebody looking? I'm coming. Yeah.
Mr. Batty, are you gonna need to speak to the prosecutor?
Just briefly.
All right, it'll be a few. She's got people ahead of you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, Jeff.
Ready on Miss Bryant, Heather.
All right, Judge stepped away. And the
am I gonna-
arraignment, I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to ask you, how am I going to do the arraignments? I mean,
They're
facilitate.
in this meeting room. Judge Martin had them join here. So right now
Okay.
they're both in waiting room number 11. If you want to join, I think you should go into one room and then pull one in at a time. I don't know that you're, unless you don't mind speaking to both of them at the same time.
Are they both, one's in Romulus, one's in Van Buren, they both in the same jail?
Nope, they're both in the same Zoom room though. Judge, he's ready on Miss Bryant if we want to handle that real quick.
Real quick? We're not handling things real quick. What are you talking about? We are giving people all of the time they need to have their matters heard. How about that? This is 220331 SM, State of Michigan versus Haley Rose Bryant.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of with Miss Bryant. Miss Bryant, could you state your name for the court, please?
Haley Bryant.
Your Honor, today
Today's
is the date. Thank you, ma'am. Today's the date and time set for a pretrial, Your Honor. We are requesting a bench trial.
That
July
bench trial date
20,
will be
July 26th, 11 a.m.
Your live bench trial date will be July 26, 2022 at 11 a.m. in courtroom number 2 with Chief Judge Brian Oakley. Anything else on behalf of the people?
Nothing, Your Honor. I just wanted to state that the complainant is present today, Samantha Baird, and I will follow up with you, Ms. Baird, to let you know what that means.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, wait one moment. Haley Bryant,
Yes.
ma'am, turn your video on for me, please. And ma'am, you were able to hear just now everything that went on?
Yes.
And you understand your live trial date is July 26th at 11 a.m.?
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Mr. Nelly, Ms. Barrett, you're free to go. Mr. Nelly, are you ready with something?
Yeah, ready on Mr. Paul Rogers.
This is 220392 SM, State of Michigan versus Paul Rogers. May I have your appearances, please?
Sona Hovseason on behalf of the people, P83923.
Royce Nunley appearing on behalf of the defendant.
Mr. Rogers, state your name, sir.
Paul Rogers.
Mr. Nelly, for purposes of arraignment, sir, what say you?
We'd waive the formal reading and stand mute to the charges.
There is a recommendation from Romulus Police Department requesting a cash bond of 20,000, 10%, no contact, GPS tether, no alcohol or drugs. Mr. Nunley, your argument as to bond in this matter?
Yeah, I think that's an excessive amount of bond for the circumstance. I mean, he's here today of his own fruition. Nobody had to hunt him down. I explained to him that these charges always, come along with a no contact order. He understands that. I mean, the parties share a child in common, but he understands that, it's a serious charge and he's looking forward to litigating this case out. He is adamant that, that he is going to prevail at the end of the day with this charge. I don't believe that he's a danger to the community. I don't know why. I don't have the police report or any of the information yet. So I don't know what is alleged in there, but I'm confident that he is going to be here at the next court date. I've already have all of his information. I've explained to him that, once I get the discovery, him and I will talk so that we can start to put together the defense. I'd ask the court to consider just releasing him on a personal bond. I don't believe there's been any problems with the victim, the alleged victim, since the incident date. But like I said, I don't have any of that information in front of me. I don't have a police report. I just have his name and a case number on the docket sheet as of now.
Madam Prosecutor, any insight as to bond?
Judge, will leave up to the discretion of the court. Thank you.
Court's reviewing the criminal history in this matter. It appears that Mr. Rogers has minimal criminal history. I don't see a history of failures to appear in this matter, in any matters, actually. Is it accurate that Mr. Rogers has a child in common with the complainant in this matter?
Yes.
That is correct.
So contact would be needed, or are you able to arrange visitation through a third party, Mr. Rogers?
Yes.
Court will set the bond at 5,000 personal, no contact with complainant. I'm looking in the file, here's the issue. It's, the charge is child abuse and domestic violence, so no contact with either complainant in this matter, that being the minor child and a Miss Shalika Hawkins, Shelika Hawkins, until this matter is resolved. For purposes of pretrial,
We would ask for an adjournment so that we'd have an opportunity to get the discovery in this matter.
how long of an adjournment? 2 weeks or
2
4 weeks?
2 weeks would be fine, as long as, you know, we can get the discovery by then.
Yeah, that should not be a problem.
June 28th at 9:40.
Got it.
June 28th at 9:40 in courtroom number 1. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Nunley?
Nothing further, Judge.
Sona, you have 2 attorneys waiting for you.
Hey, Judge, I have
Mr. Rogers,
to,
you're all set.
I have to jump into another court briefly. Josh is in the other room. He said that he can handle anything.
Understood. Thank you,
that
sir.
pops. Thank you.
Mr. Natman, do you need to speak to the prosecutor?
I do, yes.
All right, it's going to be a while.
Okay.
Not picking your nose in court, please. Did Mr. Clark already speak with Mr. Bowditch?
He did, and then Mr. Bowditch was going to speak to the gentleman in Van Buren now.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, it'll just be a couple minutes, and then the judge will get things going for you. Yes, sir. Oh, you can have a seat. Yeah, it'll be a few minutes. She'll call us. Yeah, we wouldn't mind coming back here and helping you guys clean a little. I'm back at it.
Romulus, is it okay if I mute you? Thank you. Judge, is Mr. Headley on your other screen?
He is. Mr. Hadley, is he needed in Judge Oakley's?
He is, please. He has somebody waiting.
Mr. Hadley, there's someone waiting for you in Judge Oakley's. Mr. Hadley?
Yes, sir.
They're waiting for you in Judge Oakley's. Judge Nunley. Mr. Nunley had to step away. So if you would pop over, please.
So
Thank you.
log into the other Zoom.
Yes, please.
Okay, give me 1 second here. Let me just go ahead and leave this one open to see if our other 9:30 pops in.
If you could, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome. Stephanie Ledesma.
Yes.
Good morning, Ms. Ledesma.
Good morning.
The case has been adjourned, ma'am. The new date is
July 12th at
the-
9 a.m.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Are we ready on the Mosley case?
Yes, Judge.
The co-defendant's attorney is still waiting to speak to Sona, so I don't know if you
Oh.
want to handle both cases together.
I already spoke with him earlier.
You
Does
spoke
he?
to Mr. Glaza earlier?
Yep.
Oh, then I'll put him in the main session so we can handle this.
Thank you. This is 220335 SM, State of Michigan versus Geraldine Mosley. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
And good morning, Your Honor. Zach Glaza on behalf of the defendant, PA0036.
Ma'am, state your name for the record, please. Miss Geraldine Mosley.
And Geraldine Mosley.
We also have 220336 SM, State of Michigan versus Jaramus Mosley. Sorry.
Yes, Your Honor. Attorney Danny Batty appearing on behalf of Miss Mosley, Jaramus Mosley, P84624.
State your name for me, please.
Jaramus Mosley.
Jaramus, thank you. Today's the day and time set for the adjourned pretrials in these matters. How are we proceeding, Mr. Glaza?
Your Honor, at this time, the prosecution has tendered an offer, but unfortunately, my client is not interested in accepting that offer, and she's asking for a jury trial. And she's also additionally asking for a separate trial than Jaramus Mosley.
For a jury trial, Judge, I would have to get back. I would have to contact the attorney and speak to him to schedule something.
I'll make a notation in the file that the defendant is demanding jury trial apart from 220336 SM.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And Mr. Batty?
Your Honor, we are in the same position. We have received an offer from the prosecution. My client has also foregone that offer. We would demand a trial by jury, as well as making the same request that the trial be separate from her co-defendant, Geraldine Mosley.
Thank you, sir. There's a notation in the file that both defendants are demanding jury trials separate from one another. Heather will get in touch with the attorneys to coordinate that. These are Judge Oakley's cases. They will stay with him. And Heather will get in contact with you regarding that. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else on behalf of Ms. Geraldine Mosley?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Anything else on behalf of Mr. Jaramus Mosley?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. We are all set. The Ms. Mosleys may log off. Have a good afternoon.
You as well. Thanks.
Sona, Mr.
Thank you.
Natman's in your waiting room.
Okay.
Mr. Bowditch, who are we? Let me see what happened to Romulus. Here we are.
Your Honor, I'm
This
ready
is-
to arraign, I'm sorry, I'm ready to arraign the prisoners. I don't know if you're ready for that or not.
I'm ready. I'm calling them right now. This is
Oh, okay.
20443FT. This is State of Michigan versus Jordan Lee Clark. May I have your appearance, please?
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of with Mr. Clark. Your Honor, could I have that case number again?
220443FT. Mr. Clark, state your name for the record. Let's get the PD unmuted.
Jordan Clark.
Thank you. For purposes of arraignment, Mr. Bowditch, what say you, sir?
Your Honor, we would waive formal reading and stand mute. Ask the court to respectfully enter a not guilty plea on Mr. Clark's behalf.
Mr. Clark, are you able to hear Mr. Bowditch clearly, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Waive the formal reading and stand mute. Mr. Clark, you have a right to be represented by an attorney in this matter. If you're unable to afford an attorney on your own, the court can appoint one for you. There is a petition for a court-appointed attorney attached to the front of your file. I am signing that. You will be assigned an attorney going forward.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir. Your assigned attorney will use the information on your form to get in contact with you. It will not be Mr. Bowditch. It will be another attorney. Sir, you also have the right to be considered for pretrial release. The recommendation from Romulus Police Department is that they do not oppose personal bond. I cannot imagine that Mr. Bowditch would have any objection to the court setting a personal bond in this matter.
None, Your Honor.
Mr. Clark, your bond will be set at $5,000 personal. You don't need to post any money, but what you must do is appear at all future court dates and participate in these proceedings. Your next appearance date will be a probable cause conference, and that will occur on June the 22nd, 2022 at 9:30 a.m. with Judge Oakley in courtroom number 2. Again, this file number is 220443FT. Next appearance date is June the 22nd at 9:30 a.m. Anything else on behalf of Mr. Clark?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're all set, sir. They'll give you the notice before you leave. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. This is 220442FY. This is State of Michigan versus Justin Johnson.
Your Honor, for the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Johnson. Your Honor, today is the date and time set for an arraignment in this matter. We would waive the formal reading of these charges, stand mute, ask the court to respectfully enter a not guilty plea on Mr. Johnson's behalf.
Mr. Johnson, state your name for the record, sir.
Justin Cleve Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, you have an absolute right to be represented by an attorney in this matter. If you're unable to afford an attorney on your own, the court may appoint one for you. There was a petition for a court-appointed attorney attached to the front of your file. The court has signed that. You will be assigned an attorney going forward in this matter. It will not be Mr. Bowditch. The attorney assigned to you will use the information that you've already provided to be in communication with you, sir. You also have a right to be considered for pretrial release. There is a recommendation from Van Buren Township Department of Public Safety that your bond be set at $5,000 cash and that you be placed on GPS tether if you are able to post bond, and that you do not return to the Meyer store on Belleville Road in Van Buren Township. Mr. Bowditch, your comment as to bond in this matter.
Well, Your Honor, I think this was one bad night in this young man's life, but Mr. Johnson's 20 years old. He presently resides at 25 Johnson Street in Ypsilanti. He's been there for the last 5 months, recently returning from down south where he spent a year. Prior to that, he lived at the same residence on Johnson Street. He is presently employed in Ann Arbor at a bagel shop. He's been there for several weeks. He's not on probation and he's not on parole. He didn't really finish high school, but he plans to finish his education. Your Honor, I've reviewed these charges. I don't believe he's a flight risk, and I don't really believe he's a danger. I think he's a bit misguided. He has care and control over his grandfather. He lives only a few houses away from his biological father. Your Honor, I was kind of hoping for a personal bond in this matter.
Court will not set a personal bond in this matter, Mr. Bowditch. We will set Mr. Johnson's bond at $5,000, 10%. The court's concern is that Mr. Johnson is racking up quite a few contacts with law enforcement in the last 2 years. That's a cause for concern for the community, sir. So $5,000, 10%. If he is able to post, he will not return to the Meyer and Van Buren Township. Sir, the next hearing date in this matter will be your probable cause conference, which will be on June the 22nd, 2022 at 8:30 a.m. And that will be in courtroom number 2 with Judge Oakley. Again, this file number is 220442 FY. Next appearance date of June the 22nd at 8:30 a.m. Anything else on behalf of Mr. Johnson?
Nothing, Your Honor.
Anything else, Van Buren?
Your Honor, I know the officer in charge had asked that Mr. Johnson not return to any Myers store. I don't know if that was taken into consideration or not.
Oh, my apologies, sir. It does say any Myers store. Any Myers store. Mr. Johnson, do not return to any Myers store unless and until this matter is resolved, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention, sir. Anything else, Van Buren?
That's all, Your Honor, just the GPS tether recommendation as well.
Sir, respectfully, that I'm not inclined to do, but thank you for highlighting that again.
No problem.
Have a good day.
You too, thank you.
Thank you,
Yes.
officer.
Mr. Bowditch, Mr. Rhodes has patiently been waiting.
Yes, ma'am.
If you need to speak to him, or do you need to speak to Sona?
I've spoken with Sona already. I just need to speak with Mr. Rhodes.
All right. I'll put him back into that room you were in.
Mr. Hayes,
11?
you could turn to your other screen for just a moment.
Thank you.
This is 21 HR 114630D. This is Huron Township versus Lee Joseph Ward. Today is the day and time set for the show cause in this matter. Matter was scheduled for 9:30. It's now 9:47 a.m. by the court's clock. The defendant has failed to appear. This court had received a notice from the probation department that Mr. Ward had failed to complete the community service, which was part of his sentencing back on January 31st, 2022. Inasmuch as he has failed to appear for the show cause hearing, the bench warrant shall enter as indicated in the show cause notice. Bond in this matter will be $5,000, 10%. That concludes this court's probation docket for the day. Anything else, Mr. Hadley?
Not at all, Your Honor. I will pivot and turn back to this computer.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Good to see you.
Heather, is there anything ready for Judge Oakley's docket?
Mr. Natman, are you ready?
Not quite, Judge. The prosecutor's checking on something.
Oh, no, I'm ready.
Oh, okay.
Lyman Taylor. Taylor's the
you.
last name. You're welcome.
This is 220420 State of Michigan versus Wyman Jerome Taylor. May I have your appearances, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam Movsisian on behalf of the people, P83923.
And good morning, Your Honor. John Natman, P42983, on behalf of the defendant. He is here with me in our conference room. For purposes of today's hearing, we would waive formal appearance in the courtroom, although it's always a pleasure to be with you in your courtroom.
Thank you, sir. Uncross your arms and state your name for the record.
Uncross your arms. Tell me, Judge, your name.
Wyman Taylor, Senior.
Thank
Wyman
you.
Jerome Taylor, Senior.
Thank you, sir. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. Mr. Natman, how are we proceeding?
We would ask for an adjournment to obtain discovery for purposes of today's hearing. I believe the prosecutor will be sending that forthwith. I'd also ask the court to consider the condition of bond that my client can't live in his house. And I've got some discussion about that.
How long of an adjournment are we looking for? 2 weeks or 4 weeks?
2 weeks should work.
At 9:50, Judge.
June
June 28th, sorry.
28th? No, you're fine. June 28th at 9:50. And the bond request, sir?
Judge, one of the conditions that was imposed at the arraignment was that he could not return to his residence. 99% of the time, that makes sense in as much as his wife, the complaining witness, would be living there. In this case, this is part of the 1%. She does not live there. This is an unusual marriage in as much as the wife actually lives in a house on Sorrento in Detroit. We have his daughter and son-in-law who are here who could testify to that. We also have a neighbor who is available via phone if necessary, who she had to work today, but she could testify to the same. I talked to her last night. She says that she's never lived there, that she's very seldom seen her at the residence. That in fact, the last time she saw her was a couple weeks after the incident. Before that, she saw her the night of the incident. Before that, she hadn't seen her for months before the incident. That she very seldom comes to the residence, and she doesn't know where she lives. She very seldom sees her or talks to her. And my client, of course, will testify that she doesn't live there. My client's 66 years old, never had any problems before with the law. He's not a violent person. He works 70 hours a week or more. He's been working with the same company for 40 plus years. We would ask the court to, even if it wants to keep the tether, to at least move the address where he's supposed to stay away from to the address where she actually lives, or remove the tether. He has no interest in seeing her or going near her, trust me. We just ask the court to consider that. Right now, he can't go to his house. He can't get to his clothing or possessions. She took one of his cars. It's much closer to his work from where he lives than where he's having to stay now. It's just a bad situation.
Ma'am, do you have any information regarding Mr. Natman's comments?
Yes, Judge, I was able to speak with the complainant just now. She did indicate that that is her legal address, but that she is not there. She actually agreed she would like Mr. Taylor to return given his health conditions. The only thing that she requested, she wanted to go get her clothing, and she said she was going to do so today. But otherwise, the people do not have an objection to amending that portion of the bond for him to return to his residence.
That's fine, Judge. My client will be working from about 2 o'clock, 1:30 from 12 to about midnight.
Yeah, 2 to midnight.
2 to midnight. So he's after 2 o'clock, he won't be in the house and won't be there all day. So she can go get her stuff and he'll be fine with that.
She's going today, ma'am?
Yes, she said that she can go today.
So he can return to the address on or after June 15th?
Yes.
Court will grant the defendant's request to modify the bond to allow him to return to the Briarcliff address.
There you go. Thank you,
Anything
Judge.
else on behalf of the people?
No, that's it. Thank you, Judge.
Anything else on behalf of the defendant?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Taylor, good luck to you. I'll see you on June the 28th, sir.
What time was that again, Judge?
At 9:50 a.m.
Okay, and happy Flag Day to everybody.
Same to you, sir. This is 220348 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Daniel Gravite. Ma'am, I haven't seen the defendant as of yet, but the complainant, Miss Jacqueline Jones, has been on for quite some time. This matter was scheduled at 8:40 a.m. It's now 9:55 a.m. by the court's clock. I'm looking in the court's virtual, there's no one in the waiting room. I don't see anyone by the last name of Gravite in the main session. I'm looking in the breakout rooms. I don't see anyone by that name. As much as the defendant appears to have failed to appear for court this morning, Madam Prosecutor.
Yes, Judge, the people would request the bench warrant.
And as much as the underlying crime is assaultive in nature, and the defendant has failed to appear as directed by the court. Bench warrant shall issue 5,000, 10%. Anything else?
No, that is it. Thank you. Ms. Jones,
Thank
I
you.
will follow up with you afterwards again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
here. I
you for your
appreciate it.
patience, Ms. Jones. Have a good day.
You're welcome. Thank you. Have a good day. Oh, well.
Judge, I'm going to go into a breakout room with the MDIC attorney, Hadley. I just got a message saying that he's waiting in there. Thank you.
Mr. Bowditch, are you ready on Mr. Rhodes?
Ready, Your Honor. Ready, Heather.
This is 220360 SM, State of Michigan versus Darian Rhodes.
Ready, Your Honor. For the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of and with Mr. Rhodes. Mr. Rhodes, could you state your name for the record, please?
Darian Rhodes.
Your Honor, today is the date and time set for a pretrial in this matter. We are requesting a final pretrial where the complainant must appear.
June 28th or July 12th?
I think either would be good with me.
Can I say something, please?
Yes, sir.
Can we do July 12th? I have a doctor appointment July 28th at 10:30 in the morning.
So what you're requesting, what was that date? July?
July
July
12th.
12th. Yeah, I have a doctor appointment July 28th at 10:30 a.m.
July 12th
is-
At 9:40.
Thank
at
you, Your Honor.
9:40 and number 3.
Correct.
Judge Green, 9:40 on July the 12th. Complainant must appear. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Anything else
Excuse-
on behalf of the defendant? Hold on one second, Mr. Rhodes.
I'm sorry.
No, Your
Mr.
Honor,
Bowers,
nothing for
anything-
defense.
Mr. Rhodes, not about the underlying case, but a question about procedure, sir?
I just need the Zoom meeting for Mrs. Green's courtroom.
It's
When-
933
Okay,
057
okay.
8570.
Thank you so much.
I'll see you then,
Good
Mr.
day,
Rhodes.
sir.
Thank you. You guys have a great afternoon, morning.
This is 220359 SM, State of Michigan versus Kenneth Day. Today's the day and time set for the arraignment pretrial on this matter. It was scheduled at 8:40 a.m. It's now 10 a.m. by the court's clock. Oh. Defendant having failed to appear in this matter. Any comment, Madam Prosecutor?
Judge, yes, the people would request a bench warrant, please.
Respectfully, ma'am, even though this matter is on the domestic violence docket, I'm looking at the recommendation from law enforcement, and they were looking for a relatively low bond, 2,010% in this matter, would suggest. No, ma'am, I'll take that back. Bench warrant. The 2,010% originally requested by law enforcement. And then on the partner matter, 220384S, I'm sorry, Mr. Hadley, did you have something ready?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm just trying to get Mr. Clayton Sizdazek, I cannot say that very well, Sizdazek back into the main room. I'm just working right now.
He's here.
Oh, perfect.
This is
Yeah, we're ready to go forward on that.
220431 SM, State of Michigan versus Clayton Sazik.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Josh Hadley, P number 80080, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Mr. Clayton Zazdik.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sonam of CCN on behalf of the people, P83923.
Sir, state your name for the record, please.
Clayton Charles Zazik.
Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the pretrial in this matter. How are we proceeding?
Your Honor, at this time, after meeting with the prosecutor, we're going to ask for a brief adjournment to allow us to conduct some discovery in this matter.
That adjourn date will be
June 28th at 9:50.
June 28th at 9:50 a.m. in courtroom number 1. Judge Martin, anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that is it.
Anything else on behalf of the defendant?
No, Your Honor. Thank you. That's it at this time.
Thank you. Mr. Sazik, we'll see you back here on June the 28th, sir. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you for your time, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir.
Mr. Hadley, am I putting you on this case or Royce?
I'll go ahead and run with it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
This is 220384 SM. This is State of Michigan versus Rick Parton. This matter was scheduled for arraignment pretrial at 9:10 a.m. The court has not seen Rick Parton this morning, but we have seen the complainant in this case, Ms. Jessica Limbrick. Matter having been scheduled at 9:10 a.m. it now being 10:04 a.m. by the court's clock, defendant having failed to appear. This is the first failure to appear in this matter. The police department, Sumter Township Police, did not oppose personal bond and asked only for the condition of no assault of contact with Ms. Limbrick. The court will set the matter for show cause. Ms. Limbrick, did you have anything that you wanted to raise with the court this morning?
What you just said, what does that mean? So he has no contact?
That is what the police requested, but he's not here this morning for me to impose that as a condition.
Okay.
So we're
Okay.
set the matter for show cause for him to appear and explain why he wasn't here this morning.
Okay. Okay.
Anything else, ma'am?
No,
Have a good day.
you too. Thank you.
Thank you. 18. This is Mr. Bowditch, is he here?
I was wondering the same thing. I'm looking for him. I don't see him.
I'm gonna leave that one on the side then. What I still have is 220346 SM. State of Michigan versus Sequoia Jones. This matter was scheduled at 8:30 a.m. It's now 10:06 by the court's clock. Today was the day and time set for the arraignment and pretrial again at 8:30 a.m. It being 10:06 by the court's clock. Defendant having failed to appear. I am looking for the bond recommendation from the police department.
Judge, Mr. Bowditch just called me and said that he lost house power. He's gonna try and log back in. It was very hard to understand him as it was, so I don't know how well his power is gonna do.
Yes, ma'am. I am looking for. Oh, the file's already gone.
What are you looking for, Judge? I have a couple here.
There is, Mopkin is the co-defendant on the Sequoia Jones file. Based on her failure to appear this morning, there's a recommendation from law enforcement that they don't oppose personal bond. Madam Prosecutor, any comment on Ms. Jones' failure to appear this morning?
No, Judge. I mean, all I know is that they both have cases against one another. I'm kind of surprised that she's not there. She should be aware of, today's court date, as well as, she's been present, I think, in her court dates separately. So we'll leave it to the court's discretion.
Based on the history of these matters, these related matters, the court's going to set the matter for show cause. I know about some of the other outstanding matters, and as you indicated previously, she has appeared in other slightly related matters.
Judge, can we schedule that show cause for June 28th at the same day that Ms. Mopkin is scheduled, so that maybe they can trail along?
That is
Again.
an absolutely wonderful ideal. June the 28th at 9:40 a.m. is what I'm showing.
Correct.
Great, thank you.
June 20. Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
The only other matter was a Mr. Bowditch file, who I see is back in our waiting room.
And which one was that?
I have Mr. Bowditch on 220362 SM.
Oh, yes.
State of Michigan versus Patricia Agrawal.
Ready, Your Honor. For the record, Jeffrey Bowditch appearing on behalf of, but unfortunately not with Miss Agrawal that I'm aware of. I apologize, Your Honor. I lost power in my house. He came back on right away, but just shut me off.
Let's not jinx it. The matter was scheduled this morning at 9:20 for the pretrial. I have not seen, the court has not seen the defendant this morning. Case was scheduled at 9:20. It is now 10:10 by the court's clock.
Your Honor, I have no excuse for Miss Agrawal's non-appearance.
Judge, she was also, I believe, KPS last time on May 24th.
She has previously failed to appear in this matter, and as much as she's failed to do so again, court will issue bench warrant 5,000, 10%. Anything else on behalf of the people?
No, that is it. Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Bowditch?
Nothing, Your Honor. I believe that completes my assignments today.
It does. We have, am I looking at this correctly? We have an exam scheduled at 10 o'clock.
That is correct. The complainant is present. Actually, she's with me. So if you don't mind giving me a couple minutes, we'll be ready to go on that one.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, should I just leave everything up and running?
Would you please, ma'am?
I sure will. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to leave the meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Hadley, for covering.
Always a pleasure. Good to see everybody. Have a nice day.
So when he arrives, I'll let you know.
Thank you, sir.
Heather?
New chairs? Really? Oh, they're very low. Oh, I love it. Oh my goodness. Can I take one with me to my office? It's much nicer than what we have at downtown.
I'm surprised you even have chairs.
Me too.
Okay, everybody's ready, right? Yes. All right. All right. District Court is now in session. The Honorable Lisa Martin.
You may be seated. This is 220267 FY, State of Michigan versus O'Day.
Good morning, Your Honor. Someone assistant on behalf of the people, P 83923.
And good morning, Your Honor. Earl Washington, Neighborhood Defender Service, P 31383, representing Mr. Jated.
State your name for me, please. Thank you. Today is the day and time set for the preliminary exam in this matter, scheduled at 10 o'clock. It's now 11:09 by this court's clock. Is there a reason why we weren't starting on time today?
Your Honor, I thought it was 10:30, and I apologize. But I'm only up here. I ran into a traffic jam. It was an accident.
Madam Prosecutor, are the people ready to proceed in this matter?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Washington, are the people ready to, are the defense ready to proceed in this matter?
Your Honor, I discussed this matter with Mr. O'Day. I've advised him of his statutory right to a preliminary examination. He so advised, which is the way.
Mr. Washington, would you raise your right hand for me? Mr. Washington, Mr. O'Day, raise your right hand for me. Do you swear a firm testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. You were able to hear your attorney just now?
Correct.
You understand you have an absolute right to have an exam in this matter where it had to be shown that a crime had been committed and probable cause existed to believe that you were involved in the commission of that crime.
Yeah.
And you wish to waive your right to have an exam? You're doing so freely and voluntarily? You haven't been threatened in any way, promised anything? Mr. Washington has now signed the waiver form. You will sign it, Madam Prosecutor. Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. O'Day, the file will come back to me. I will also sign the waiver form. Based on the execution of that waiver, you will be bound over as previously charged to Frank Murphy Hall of Justice for an arraignment on the information. That arraignment date will be June the 28th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Your previously entered bond with all of its conditions will continue. Anything else on behalf of the people?
Nothing further on behalf of the defense.
Thank you. Mr. O'Day, good luck to you, sir. Have a good afternoon. Thank you. Mr. Sullivan, how are you, sir?
I'm well today, Judge. How are you?
I am well as well. I saw you sitting here and then you left. I wasn't sure what was going on. I'll call your
Yes,
case in just one moment. Let me just finish making some notes. Do I really? No. Thank you then. Mr. Sullivan, is this your client in custody?
Yes, this is Mr. Grooms, present from the Iosco County Jail.
The prosecutor has left the courtroom. Give me one moment.
Okay.
Before you leave, I want to have I need to talk to you about an unrelated matter, Mr. Sullivan.
Okay.
Erica L.
Yes. I have a case today. It was a domestic violence case.
You had a case at what time, ma'am?
I'm not sure of the time. I think it was.
What's
I
your
just
last
really
name?
It's Landers. Erica Landers.
Lathers?
Landers, Landers. I'm not even sure if I'm even right.
Ma'am, are you a defendant or a victim in the case?
I'm the victim.
Who is the defendant? What's the defendant's name?
Geraldine, the Mosley sisters.
They have requested, that case was called, it was scheduled at 9:30. The case was called, they have both demanded jury trials. The prosecutor is in the courtroom. She is aware someone will be in contact with you when that jury trial is scheduled.
Okay, so I could just leave the court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. You have a blessed day.
You too, thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
This is 220042 FY. This is State of Michigan versus Carleen Grooms. Oh, I'm sorry. That's why you wanted to turn it on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Ken. That's not the right case either. Let me put that on the side. It's actually 220156 FY. It's State of Michigan, Carleen versus Carleen Grooms, which is scheduled for an exam today. May I have your appearance, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Solemn oath to stand on behalf of the people, P83923.
And good morning, Judge, Neighborhood Defender Service, Andrew Sullivan, P84261, here on behalf of Carleen Grooms, who is present by Zoom from the Iosco County Jail. Mr. Grooms does not object to appearing by the Zoom technology. If I may have a brief breakout room with him before we finalize this, but I expect it's going to be a waiver of the exam today.
I will move you into a breakout room. Let me get this. Mr. Grooms, you'll need to hit join and go into the breakout room with Mr. Sullivan. We did. It was bad. Do you have Shannon's extension? Nope. She's not answering. Just delivered last week. I think you're the first one to sit in.
The back is kind of interesting, but it's very comfortable.
Look at you. You want to take one home? Is that-
I was like, can I take one to my office? Because that chair is very uncomfortable. I think our office manager is probably like 100 years old. I'm not even kidding. Oh yeah, it's like the old wooden desk, a chair that I don't even know how many people have probably gone through.
We don't like to think about it.
Yeah,
right?
no, we honestly.
Well, we've been waiting very patiently.
That's fair.
I mean, those were bad for you all, but this thing that was over here
Yeah.
driving me, because it's like, it's either one extreme.
That's what we're talking about. That's what I was wondering. I think, can you actually start that? How was it? For lunch.
Wait, why don't you go get it, Mark? Why don't you go get it?
No, not even. Oh. This is just really thing is not here. Oh, me. Oh, that's really. No, it's just really far. I have to sit like this and my feet don't. Why are they?
I saw one leaving here last night. As I was leaving, I was like, not my business.
I mean, you can.
I saw it and I kept driving because none of this belongs to me. It all belongs to the people. I do not care. I was just like, I'm glad it has a second life somewhere. What?
No, it's just.
No, because this thing right here. This is 2201556FY, State of Michigan versus Carleen Grooms. I have your appearances. Mr. Sullivan, was that sufficient time with your client?
It was, Judge. Yes, thank you.
Today's the day and time set for the preliminary examination in this matter. Are the people ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
Oh, I need the file back. Nope, I'm good. Thanks, right. Is defense ready to proceed?
Judge, having advised my client that the witnesses are here, we reviewed his rights to a preliminary exam today. It's his decision that we are going to waive that preliminary exam, allow the case to be bound over to circuit court, where we're going to negotiate further with Ms. Movsisian.
Mr. Grooms, raise your right hand for me, please, sir. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. You put your hand down. You had the opportunity to discuss this matter with Mr. Sullivan this morning?
Yes.
And sir, you understand you have an absolute right to have a preliminary examination where it must be shown that a crime was committed and that probable cause exists to believe you were involved in the commission of the crime.
Yes.
And knowing that you wish to waive your right to have that exam?
Yeah.
And sir, you're doing that freely and voluntarily. You haven't been threatened in any way, promising anything to get you to waive?
No.
Mr. Sullivan, inasmuch as you and Mr. Grooms appear on Zoom and not in person, there is not a signed waiver in the file. Do you authorize the court to sign the waiver on your behalf
I do, yes.
and on behalf of your client?
Yes, Mr. Grooms, is it okay if the court signs on your behalf?
Yeah.
Any objection from the people?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Grooms and Mr. Sullivan, the court has now signed the waiver in this matter. The next step in this procedure, sir, is that you'll be bound over as previously charged. Your next arraignment date will be an arraignment on the information that will be on June the 28th, 2022 at the Frank Murphy Hall of Justice. Your previously entered bond in this matter with any conditions will continue. Anything else in this matter, Madam Prosecutor?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else in this matter, Mr. Sullivan?
Nothing else in this matter, Judge, but correct me if I'm wrong. I've maybe saw that there's a violation of probation case that's in warrant status for Mr. Grooms.
There is, and that's why I said this matter. I will call the other case. It is 220042FY. It is again State of Michigan versus Carleen Grooms. The matter was scheduled for on May 13th, 2022. The matter was scheduled before this court for a show cause hearing. This court had received information from Shannon Rapp of the probation department that Mr. Grooms had failed to provide documentation of his substance abuse assessment, failed to provide documentation of 26 weeks of battery counseling, failed to maintain his payment plan, had a warrant out of the 23rd Circuit Court within the offense date of March the 22nd, 2022, a 6-count violation of that probation. And he had this matter scheduled, the other matter scheduled with Judge Oakley for preliminary exam today. A warrant issued based on his failure to appear for that May 13th date. Mr. Sullivan, any comment in this matter?
Yes, Judge. So I have been representing Mr. Grooms for quite some time now, and I can represent that in May of this year, he was at the Elmhurst home. He was in rehab. He was placed into rehab, I think, as soon as he got arrested, shortly after his arrest, on this new case, which has just been bound over to the Third Circuit. He has been attending to his substance abuse issues through recovery services at Elmhurst up through just yesterday. The Iosco County judge demanded that he turn himself in yesterday. So I know that he has been, to some extent compliant on some of those conditions of probation. He did pick up this new case, which is not yet resolved. I don't know if Your Honor is inclined to, well, I suppose I leave it to the court's discretion. I know that Mr. Grooms is now serving a year in Iosco County. So if Your Honor wants us to come back at another date with a little bit more documentation of the treatment that Mr. Grooms has undergone at Elmhurst, I'd be happy to provide that. Beyond that, I leave it to Your Honor's discretion.
Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. The court will recall the warrant and reset the show cause on the July show cause docket. I don't know the exact date, but we will get that information out to you. And if you have documentation regarding his compliance with this court's previous orders, we will take it up at that time. If he is still, as you indicated, in custody with Iosco, we'll make arrangements so that he may join the proceedings and we can figure out how to best work towards getting this file closed out. Anything else, Mr. Sullivan?
Nothing else, Judge. Thank you very much.
Anything else, Mr. Grooms?
No.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Grooms, we're completed both of your matters now, sir. You're free to go. Anything else, Mr. Sullivan?
Nothing, Judge. Thank you. I'll come find you in the courthouse.